If I go dark on Twitch, I just want you all to know that I have not been feeling depressed. I... Okay. Wow. This is probably why I usually take some days off every now and then. Do I have lethal next turn? You know what I have next turn, actually, is a terrible hand. That's my draw next turn. It's kind of bad. Am I gonna, like, die? That would be bad. Why'd I expose this? Why would I do that? Upsetting. Crepuscular Platypus! Thank you for the prime, appreciate it. Did I expect to live after this event? Mostly? I thought it would be interesting. I wasn't sure. But Silent's definitely capable of taking no damage once she gets going, and giving her a fully upgraded deck is certainly one way to get her going. Debuffed murders cost returned to 2. Bye-bye! Bought Slay the Spire 2, played your first run, and won. Now you'll retire with a 100% win rate. That sounds pretty good. Oh, this is about to have a lot of strength, huh? You really don't see it, though? Now I'm like, before it was just like a back of the head thought, but now I'm like looking a bit more deliberately. I did not think that was prepared. What did I think it was? I'm not sure. Not prepared, though. how are we doing? I think this is like the end of the run. I'm fighting the final boss or something. It's probably going okay then, yeah? Doesn't keep the strength. Does not know. This enemy is a big babby. Murder, murder, murder. I've just drawn them again straight away. That's not actually what I wanted. That's actually kind of awkward. It's okay. I think I can probably just get all the way through my deck again, right? GG! Do I think that the devs hate me for seeing weird things in their card arts? No. No, I don't. The devs are very nice people. Oh my god, look at my HP graph. That's really something. That was run... Guess what run that was? Guess what number? 6-7! We all knew it would be a good one. Alright. I feel like I have a decent idea of how to play Silent. I don't really know about the other characters. The breast milk run. Coming up on 100,000 damage. Minus 64, excuse me? Excuse me? Has every Silent deck been a discard deck? No! No, one time I didn't get offered many copies of Acrobatics, so I had to just kill it with Noxious Fumes or whatever. How many Wonga points do I have? Like 200 maybe? Thereabouts. Been streaming for a bit over 7 hours. I think my goal for the next couple of weeks is we stream runs for 7 to 8 hours. Something like that. And then we spend an hour or so writing up little card reviews for Untapped. So I think I'm going to switch over to doing that now. For those of you who don't know, I am partnered with Untapped. They do stuff like strategy guides and overlays for Hearthstone and Magic the Gathering Arena and Marvel Snap. Lots of card-based strategy games. And they wanted to do some stuff for Slay the Spire 2. It's their first single-player game that they're making stuff for. So, if you go to untapped.gg, here? Here. Let me resize that. You can see they already have a compendium up. And if you click in on some of these cards, I've written some little kind of strategic tips about them. So at the moment I'm working on Ironclad. I am already done. I took 1 damage on floor 1 in the last run. Did I really? Did I really? Yikes. What other games do I play beside Slay the Spire? I played lots of games, lots of strategy games. The other ones I've played a lot of are like Among Us, XCOM, FTL, Rotato. Rotato I played a lot of over the last couple of years. People who watch the channel will know some of the stuff. Untapped has free stuff. Currently, there's nothing you can pay for their Slay the Spire stuff. At some point, they will have something you can pay for the Slay the Spire stuff, probably. But, I mean, that's their business model, is to give you data and stuff like that that is worth paying for. But, at the moment, everything's free. Does anybody remember how far I got last time? I feel like I got further than I realized. I don't think I talked about feed yet. I think I might have ended on dominate. Yeah. Yeah, got him. Alright, cool. Right before the drum of battle. Against the Storm I played quite a lot of. I don't Regent yet. Yeah, I just rotate. So I play the characters going through the order in the main menu. I've been playing a little Against the Storm as my like offline game the last couple of months. I haven't played it since Slay the Spire 2 came out, but prior to Slay the Spire 2 came out, when I was like feeling sick or whatever, didn't want to stream, I was playing a bit of Against the Storm. Oh, Frosthaven! Played tons of Frosthaven. There are so many good games. It's like many, many good games. Alright, anyway, the Drum of Battle. Draw 2 cards. At the start of your turn, exhaust the top card of your draw pile. Slightly double-edged card, as it is possible to have a deck which relies on certain cards you can't afford for this to accidentally exhaust them. That said, Ironclad is very capable of building a strong enough deck that it can easily kill any enemy in the game before running out of gas from exhaust effects like this. And right off the bat, this card draws cards for 0 energy and then starts turning on your exhaust synergies. So it'll be a good pick up for a lot of decks like those. I did play Loop Hero for a while. I got a 4 expedition game completion. I think I've done that 3 times or something now. Oh, I kind of want to play Loop Hero right now. Loop Hero is fun. Loop Hero is fun for a very certain type of mood. The like want to click buttons and watch stuff happen mood. Evil Eye. Gain 16 block for 1. I don't understand this card. Like, isn't this card... What does leap block for? 9? This blocks for 1 less than leap, but most of the time it blocks twice. Kinda good now. I did play TFT. I was Challenger Season 1. I think I played a bit of Season 2 and then I like moved on. But yeah, I played TFT right when it came out. What do we say about Evil Eye exactly, though? The main downside of Evil Eye is that Ironclad decks can fairly easily be so strong that they don't need a good block card. This is a good block card, and it's likely that you'll want to be exhausting cards often enough for it to be blocking for 16 for 1 at minimum. But Ironclad decks can easily be so strong that that isn't even enough. You wish they had kept developing Loop Your Own. It was a fun game. Fun game. Expect a fight is one of the ways that Ironclad can accidentally end up infinite. What do I came up with some other thing to say other than infinite. I'm gonna say unstoppable. End up in an unending loop. We'll say that. I should just say infinite. I don't know. End up lactating. Look, that's a different card. I think the developers for Loop Hero were both Russian and Ukrainian. I think. That's my recollection. Probably not incredible for their company. No. Going for finite and missing. I like that. Expect a fight is one of the ways that Ironclad can accidentally end up in an unending loop. Put enough card draw in your deck, and you can easily have 4+ attacks in your hand at once, which will let you play Expect a Fight to gain enough energy to play more draw cards until you draw Expect a Fight again. You can probably see where I'm going with this. This is one of the strong options you can exhaust toward with targeted exhaust cards like Burning Pact. Remove the cards which don't contribute to that loop until the loop starts happening. An ending loop sort of has a negative connotation. I didn't say it was a good thing that Ironclad goes infinite accidentally almost every run. The only reason my Ironclad runs don't go infinite is that the enemies die before I'm infinite. Like, that's just how Ironclad has been going for me. Why? Feed. Deal 10 damage of Fatal, raise your max HP by 3, exhaust. Very powerful effect for any build that can handle taking hallway fights. Worth noting that Feed will heal you for 3, 4 when it gives you the max HP, the 3 or 4 max HP as well. So this card provides a little healing as you go up the spire. Campfires also heal you for a percentage of your max HP, so the more times you've fed on an enemy, the more health you can get from them. Dual wield doesn't exist anymore. Exhume doesn't exist anymore. On occasion, you can even copy. Yeah, I was gonna say juggler. On occasion, you can even copy feed to play it on more than one enemy in the same fight. Power juggler is one way to do this, for example. Does 1-2 punch work like that? I have never actually played 1-2 punch, but if you kill the enemy you're targeting with 1-2 punch use attack, does it then target a different enemy? Oh, it's juggling, not juggler. I don't know. I don't know. So far, people have said juggler, juggle, and juggling. Alright, cool. Still yet to lose a single ironclad run. Feels like a strong character. With lots of different ways to be strong, too. Very capable of losing runs with it, though. Personally. I can find a way. I might put that in quotation marks. It feels right. I don't know. The power card. Juggling. That's one way to do this, for example. Decks with more max HP get to build greedier. Get to build slower strategies for later in the game. It's okay for it to take a couple of turns for you to set up if you have 100 plus HP that the enemy won't be able to get through anyway. It's an important little thing to say, I think. Feel no pain. Class defining card. Ironclad has many, many ways to exhaust cards. I think exhaust should be lowercase there. Can often be exhausting 5+ cards per turn. Feel no pain, or 2 can be enough block to get you through the entire run sometimes. What else do I say about this? I feel like I haven't said very much for what is an incredibly powerful card. There's great synergy with strategies which ramp up to a win while exhausting cards. For example, anything using Thrash or Ashen Strike is the name of the one that deals more damage the more cards you've exhausted. Or really most of the other Ironclad cards. Feel no pain is very good. What did I say for Ashen Strike? Ashen Strike can go off in huge ways when paired with Ironclad's best exhaust enablers like Fiend Fire, Second Wind, or Stoke. If your deck supports it well, it can be hitting for 50 plus very early on in fights. Worth picking up as a decent attack in any situation, which sometimes gets huge. Yeah. Okay, cool. Because I played a run with it today and it was like really, really good. And I was like, did I say how good this was? And yes, I did. Okay. Okay, good. Can I link directly to mention cards in these text blocks? I can't, but I bet that the untapped GG folks could. Still kind of working out what exactly we're doing with all this text, because they're still working on like an overlay and stuff like that for the game, where this might be used. Fiend Fire. Exhaust your hand. Deal 7 damage for each exhausted card, and exhaust. Fiend Fire is largely upsides. Lots of damage very quickly, and lots of chances to benefit from exhaust synergies like Feel No Pain or Dark Embrace. Goes especially well with ways to fill up your hand, like Battle Trance or Offering. Taking it most of the time is the right idea, but do be careful in decks which are dependent on particular cards and will regret playing it a lot of the time they draw it. Or decks which have no ability not to play it and might want not to, like a deck with copies of Havoc or Mayhem or Stampede. Maybe worth mentioning game winning enchants. Good call. It's also an excellent target for some game-winning enchants. Put put 8 vigor, or plus 50% damage on this from an event, and it'll one-shot an awful lot of fights for you. I should mention that for Whirlwind as well when I get there, if I remember. I don't know. Fight me. I found the strength scaling elements of Ironclad's card pool underwhelming so far. The strength scaling is an adjective, so it's hyphenated. I think. Maybe. When cards like Ashen Strike exist, I'm not sure that there's enough payoff for paying 2 energy for something like Fight Me. Said, if you get it going, you can definitely provide a lot of damage. Thrash scales particularly well. Strength. Use an M dash to mess with people. For example, there are commons like Sword, Boomerang, and Anger, which do alright with it as well. Second, making my language sound like I have thought about what I'm writing. Which I have done that. Note. You can target an enemy that's about to die in a multi-enemy fight. And only that enemy will get the strength. buff. So the downside of giving an enemy strength is less than you might expect. Still though, there are some fights where enemies attack multiple times where this is going to be awkward to play, like against Antomancer. Is that its name? Mr. Bees? I don't know Mr. Bees. I don't know Mr. Bees' actual name. I don't know his legal name. I only know. Alright, cool. Good against Jackalope Crimbus since he loses his strength. Some enemies also lose their strength. Like Jackalope Crimbus. Okay, what's like the graceful antelope boss, like the stag, the super stag, the ceremonial beast, thank you. I don't know if I will ever learn the real names for some of these enemies. Mr. Bees, Jackalope Crimbus. Royal Ancestor? Wait, what is its actual name? I don't know. I have a run where I played it in my run history very recently. Ceremonial Beast. Is that what we wrote? Yeah, that's what we wrote. Alright, cool. An upgraded Flame Barrier does incredible work early on in the run and can even be worth playing later. Flame Barrier isn't a card which scales well with most of Ironclad's card pool, but its output is immense. There are enemies who attack you 8 times in the same turn in this game, and the Flame Barrier plus will deal 48 damage to them. You can line it up appropriately while also blocking the incoming attack. Ironclad never really wins with a Flame Barrier deck. There just aren't enough other effects to support this card for it to win by itself. But I've definitely taken it over strong cards which do go into Ironclad's main synergy. Main synergistic decks because of how strong it is early in the run by itself. How do you spell synergistic? Like that. Cool. Flame Barrier is like the cooler Dash. It is so much cooler than Dash. The cat is my co-author, yes. The cat should really be credited. Jorbs and Zephyr. Forgotten Ritual. If you exhausted a card this turn, gain 3 energy. Similar to Expect a Fight. Similar to Expect a Fight, Forgotten Ritual is a way to accidentally end up in a situation where you're able to afford every card until you've drawn Forgotten Ritual again. Put some burning pacts and pommel strike pluses into a deck with this card, and you'll kill every enemy on turn 1. Theoretically, kill every enemy on turn 1, as long as you can remove the other cards which are in the way of your combo. It's also a pretty good card, just on its own merits. Ironclad often wants to be exhausting cards every turn, and grabbing some extra energy to play big attacks or card draw is great. You found a brand is okay too since it's 0 as a way to exhaust things, yeah. Yeah, I like mentioned that in brand. It's definitely a way to bring down the enemies. Easy to underestimate the power of making enemies lose strength. Wait, that's not what grapple does. Grapple, I guess, has been changed since the thing. Okay. Cool. Baylor also needs to update his grapple opinion, I guess. Hey, Joey Macaroni, how are you? Deal 7 damage. Whenever you gain block this turn, deal 5 damage to the enemy. This is quite a powerful, both ways sort of card. Oh, no it's not. It only deals damage. But it like matches with block. Lets you spend energy on a block on a turn where you're also managing to kill a threatening enemy. Grapple has great synergy with Feel No Pain and Plating, both of which provide extra instances of gaining block on your turn. If this hits something for 17 damage, you're very happy to have paid 1 energy for it. For 17 damage early in the game, you're very happy to have paid 1 energy for it, and the upside is actually quite a lot higher than that. Potential upside, the potential ceiling of the card is actually quite a lot higher than that. Isn't it 16 damage? Deals 7 and then deal 5 twice? I think 5 times 2 is 10. Oh, you're looking at the upgraded version. This is upgraded. I see the confusion, yeah. Havoc! One of Ironclad's trickiest cards, both to evaluate and to use correctly. In the simplest situation, you might play a headbutt to put a strong card you'd like play on top of your deck, and then play a Havoc plus for 0 in order to play that card for free. Havoc is often much more complicated than that, though. Your 0 cost, 1 upgraded, way to draw to cause an exhaust trigger which draws cards with Dark Embrace can end up in situations where Havoc plus exhausts a card, playing it for free, and then draws itself afterwards via Dark Embrace, letting you do that again in situations where you have few cards left in your deck. It's also tricky to work out whether or not it's worth playing it for 1 energy when unupgraded, while you have other cards in your hand which are definitely which are more sure things. Very rewarding card to spend some time thinking about and try to squeeze maximum value out of. That is a long description, and it's not very new player friendly, but also Havoc is not very new player friendly. That's just not what the card is, so I'm alright with it. I have also not seen Frozen Eye in this game yet. If it exists, it's in one of the, like, get something from the ancient times kind of events, I guess. Headbutt. Say the Spire 2 has some cards which are strong enough that putting a Headbutt into your deck to get to play them more often is worthwhile. Ancient Reward. What's it called? You all know what I'm talking about. You get to see the glare of the camera's light on the wall behind me. That's just my overhead light. Brightest Flame, yeah. Brightest Flame. For example, draws 2, 3 cards and gains you 2, 3 energy for the low cost. I'm not going to... We don't need to talk about Brightest Flame in an introductory guide to Headbutt. This can be true even in late game, in Act 3, but in Act 1 in particular, it can be an okay damage card, which lets you play your much better upgraded card more often. Also has a notable synergy with Havoc if you have one of those. Headbutt Battle Trance is one of the only other better combos. Headbutt Battle Trance is good. Better card more often. I'm gonna take out Upgraded Insane. To want to take a Headbutt, I'm hoping to have a very good card in my deck in Act 1, like a Battle Trance or a Flame Barrier Plus. A Flame Barrier Plus, maybe a Thrash. Short of having a strong card to enable the number on Headbutt isn't large enough for it to feel worth picking. Yeah, Headbutt Battle Trance is like That is a gamer combo right there. That's a very good call out. If Hellraiser isn't a good card, I guess I'll be building a bad deck. Edit after a week or so of playing the game. My bad deck keeps dying to hallway fights. I mean... I think Hellraiser is occasionally a good pickup if you have a few pommel strikes in your deck. Those aren't awful to take early on in the run, so I could see it happening. Probably not usually worth picking up, though. Is there a use case for Hellraiser? Like, kind of. It does make Pommel Strike go infinite with itself. That is a thing it does. You can play a run where you have 2 Pommel Strikes and like a Burning Pact or Fiend Fire or whatever, so you can get rid of a lot of the other cards in your deck, and then Hellraiser just makes your Pommel Strikes play forever. The Blade Strike cards do not cost energy. That would make it very bad. That would... No, the entire upside is that the Blade Strike cards don't cost energy. If you can exhaust your deck down to a couple of Pommel Strikes with Hellraiser in play, they loop forever until all the enemies are dead. The weird part is you don't actually want to play it until your deck is set up, so it's a curse in your deck for a while. Yeah. I do think there are other cards which let you win that aren't bad. Yeah. It's weird to me that Hemokinesis got a number nerf in Spire 2. Because, like, they printed Ashen Strike and stuff. Like, I don't know. Dealing 14 for 1 honestly just doesn't seem very good compared to what a lot of the new cards do. I don't know, like, if this just dealt 14 for 1 and didn't lose you HP, I probably wouldn't take it that often. Maybe I would? I don't know. You think it technically isn't forever? Someone wrote an article about it. It gets into some weirdness with how cards are played. Okay. So it doesn't even go infinite? I'll believe you. It does go infinite. Alright. Alright, Twitch chat's making me doubt myself, but I shouldn't. It's like 5 times n squared or something like that, where n is the number of pommel strikes you have. What? Wild. That's actually so weird. It might be different on fast mode? What? Well, can we just assume that Mega Crit fixes that or takes the card out of the game? I don't know. It seems like a thing we can maybe assume. Enemies that can't die can't have cards played on them. Oh, yeah, if you, like, kill phase 1 of a boss fight, and then it's going to come back. Y'all are hurting my brain a little bit. So the waterfall can soft lock the game? Except it can't because it doesn't play forever? I'm so confused. I'm just... Look, they'll probably take the card out of the game, right? Something like that? I don't know. Hemokinesis. Hemokinesis's main deal is that it has a big number. It deals 14 damage for 1 energy. Or arguably 16 if you count your own life loss. Add vulnerable, and it's hitting even harder. It's a solid card to pick up for... Pick space up? It's a solid card to pick up for early fights, but I feel it is outshone a little by some other options. And while it activates life loss synergies, I haven't found those to be among Ironclad's strongest. OK card puts in its day of work, gets you through some elite fights, but at some point it'll likely be outshone. Something like that. Hey, Chrome Phoenix! This is a super cool effect. I am not sure that it's any good. I think you should try to find out. Very cool effect. Note that when it plays from your exhaust pile, it's placed into your discard pile. Oh man, they capitalize exhaust and pile on the card. I guess I should as well. Now, when it plays from exhaust pile, it's placed into your discard pile, so it won't work again next turn. That said, 16 damage to all enemies is sometimes actually worth just straight up paying 3 energy for. And there are some decks which are good enough at exhausting cards that they're going to be able to activate its free-to-play mode quite often. Oh, also great from an attack potion. That's a good point, actually. Something you can be thinking about. You are right. Anybody remember the name of Pale's Blessing, which exhausts cards? Pale's Eye. There are some particularly strong enablers in the game. Pale's Eye is an ancient reward which lets you exhaust your entire hand and take another turn. If you have Howl from Beyond with that, you can get its effect very consistently. For example, y'all need to take a page from Pale's book and relax. Relax, go to it when you want to go through it. Relax, go to it. I don't know the lyrics to the song, it is what it is. You got softlocked with Hellraiser plus Pillage on Experiment on my second run. Not sure if it's the same as Pummel. Was your second run of the game? Fun times. That's very funny. Downloaded this great new game. Paid my $25 or whatever it costs. But I think Megacrit will add a 6th character upon exiting early access. I don't know. I don't know why they wouldn't make more characters. I don't think it has to have anything to do with whether they're in early access or not. The thing about Megacrit is they have been making Slay the Spire for the last 8 years or whatever, right? So they made Slay the Spire 1, and they made Silent and Ironclad, then they made Defect, then they made Watcher, then they stopped working on Slay the Spire 1 to make Slay the Spire 2, where they reworked Ironclad, Silent, Defect, made Necrobinder, made Regent. So, on average, they are making like one Slay the Spire character per year for the last 8 or 9 years. I don't know why they'd stop. Maybe they will, maybe they're bored. But seems to be a thing they enjoy doing. Wasn't a Regent a mod character? I don't know. I think they definitely have taken some inspiration from different mod characters. But also, like, a lot of mod characters kind of do things which you can obviously do with the game mechanics, and Megacrit's characters are also going to do things you can obviously do with the game mechanics, so yeah. Impervious. Impervious is a good card. It'll block almost any attack in the game for you by itself. Rather than tell you obvious things about why it's good, I'm going to mention why you might want to be wary of it. Danger of making a deck too focused on defensive cards is that a lot of the enemies will get stronger turn by turn. If you aren't keeping pace with that, or ending the fight quickly enough, they can get out of control. So, take Impervious as a good block card for sure, but make sure you're thinking about ways to damage the enemies instead of just stalling the fight so long that you eventually die. Every enemy in the game plays in flame, is what it is. Isn't Infernal Blade actually in the game? It is, isn't it? I have never taken or played this card. It's probably better than Inspire 1, yeah? It seems like it would be. Whirlwind is still in the game. Hitting Whirlwind off it is atrocious because free-to-play Whirlwind doesn't do anything. Whirlwind has to have energy spent in it to do something. But there are a bunch of other attacks that do have pretty large numbers on them. It also exhausts, and there are more things which care about having exhausted something in your turn. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's probably decent in Act 1, yeah. Oh yeah, and there's Mangle. Yeah. Ironclad has enough expensive attacks, and reasons care about a card exhausting, the Infernal Blade can be worth picking up as a way to deal some damage in Act 1, despite the variance inherent in how it performs. Sometimes you'll hit Bludgeon or Mangle and love it. Other times you'll hit an Anger or Whirlwind and wish you had taken a different card. Something to consider with cards which have variance in how well they perform. If your deck is already strong enough to win with reliable options, taking cards with heavy variance creates a risk of it misfiring and losing. Can create. On the other hand, if you're struggling to survive the act, the heavy variance can give you a potential way to come back. Gives cards from current class when acquired cross-class. That's how it worked in Slay the Spire 1, but I am not sure. Slay the Spire 2. Don't know. Inferno. Good output in several of the multi-enemy fights in Act 1 and 2, but not extremely exciting later on in the game. You can pair this with Rupture to create a do-it-yourself demon form, but it can be a bit of fun. It is whenever you lose HP on your turn. I still don't think it's incredible. I guess I'll note that it works whenever you lose HP, not just when it causes you, when it itself causes you to lose HP. It means it works well with cards like Blood Wall or Hemokinesis or Offering. Deals 1 more damage than Combusted, but it doesn't actually do the damage until the start of your next turn. So it starts a turn behind. There's one Act 2 fight where it could be absolutely cracked. The card itself. Blood Wall, Hemokinesis, or Offering. Why isn't my max HP 6? I don't know. Inflame. I don't know how to explain that I don't think Inflame's that good without comparing it to Slay the Spire 1, which the audience for this write-up sort of stuff largely won't have played, which is a bit strange. Does a real curse proc Inferno? No, it deals you damage. It doesn't make you lose life, but it does. The fish makes you lose life, so that would proc Inferno, I believe. I believe you lose HP to those on your turn. It's just like, a lot of why I don't think Inflame's that good is that much of the strength of strength gain instead of Spire 1 was you had Reaper. So after you gained your strength, you could play Reaper and full heal at the end of the fight. Cool. But Reaper doesn't exist. So like, what's the point? Like, if you want your attacks to deal damage, you can like put Rampage in your deck. Rampage is like butts. That is not a good card. But like, if what you're trying to do is make your attacks deal a bit more damage for the rest of the fight, like, you have all sorts of cards which aren't even that good, which can achieve that. So, I don't know. Inflame's kind of lost in this card pool. Yeah, Limit Break doesn't exist, right? I believe Limit Break doesn't exist either. Terra Sunder does go nuts with any strength gain. That is true. Terra Sunder is kind of the best reason I can think of to care about strength. It's like that and Whirlwind. Expensive big attacks have also become stronger. Yeah, like singular attacks which deal 30 at once or whatever are better now, which makes strength worse. Anger's pretty bad. I don't think Anger is very good in this game. Fortunately. How do I say any of that stuff? Smash You, thanks for the 4-year subs! Terra Sunder is going to be your next character in D&D. It's a good name. That's actually a really good name. I like that. I like that. I might steal that. I don't think Anger is good. That's interesting to you. Yeah, because Stampede's so good. Anger is not great because Stampede's really good, and there are so many other things you can do with card draw now. It used to be that the things you could do with card draw were like go infinite or play Rampage a lot, and that was kind of it, almost. But now there's like Thrash, there's like Ashen Strike. You are no longer lacking for things to do if you can draw lots of cards in order to deal trillions of damage. So I don't think Anger's that exciting anymore. Fun stuff to do with enchants for sure. Yeah, maybe it's worth picking up for enchants, I don't know. Exhaust overshadows everything a bit? Yeah, I think so. Adaptive Strike is a card that exists. Kind of forgot that that existed. I don't know what to say about Inflame. Two, 3 strength can make a difference in some elite and boss fights. You can synergize with multi-hit cards. It's especially good with Thrash, which gains more damage from all the cards it eats. That said, Ironclad more naturally benefits from playing singular high damage attacks in Slay the Spire 2 in my experience. And those don't care about Inflame as much. Don't assume this card needs to be in your deck when you're offered it. Make sure that you're getting some value out of scaling it provides in fights which are coming up soon. Pillage is a thing too. Yeah, any card that isn't an attack that goes in your deck and makes pillage worse is like, there's more of a cost to it now. Iron Wave makes your deck measurably better right at the start of the game. It probably makes your deck measurably worse the rest of the time. Yep. There are a few things this card can scale with, but they're mostly outshone by the synergy packages the character has. All that said, this is an okay common on floor 1 compared to the other cards in your deck, and it might make it into your deck for that reason. How's the game for someone who has never built a deck? I don't know. I have built a deck. I have seen friends who aren't used to deck builders enjoy the game. It's definitely not like super easy to pick up and get to max difficulty unless you are willing to put in some energy to learning everything and stuff. And then you're in an entire new world of deck builders. There's so much to learn in deck builders. But what I have seen is people just enjoying playing it. Like, you don't have to get to the highest difficulty to enjoy playing this game. A lot of people don't even do the, like, increasing difficulty systems at all. They just play in normal difficulty and have a good time. So yeah, I do think that this is the best deck builder in the world. Like, it's, and not just for like people who are into deck builders, also for people who aren't. I think if you want to try a deck builder, you should try Slay the Spire. Nice, Chris. How can you convince your friends to read all cards offered to them before picking the one on the left? It might be that you can't, and that's okay. Gosh, Juggernaut was not that good in Slay the Spire 1. Like, it was fine, but it wasn't like the best card. It was like solidly like B or C tier kind of thing. Like, you could take it in some situations. You could make it work. Like, most of the stuff this synergized with isn't in the game anymore. It's so weird. Like, the thing that this was in your deck for was the possibility that you got Corruption and Feel No Pain and Dark Embrace. And, like, Corruption doesn't exist, Dark Embrace is rare instead of uncommon. You don't want to stack your deck with skills anyway. Like, I don't know. I don't think this card's very good anymore. I had a 2x Juggernaut deck 2 days ago. That's awesome. It is one of my favorite cards. The art's cooler than before. Yeah. Good Juggernaut to make your infinite go faster. Believable. Entrench is... I think you can get it from one of the old card events, but I think it's not in the regular pool. Still works with Feel No Pain? Yeah. Somewhat. Power is generally just bad for Ironclad right now. Feel No Pain's good. I think Stampede's quite good. I think there are some others that are pretty good too. I like all that characters. Phoenix. I am just about max ascension with all of them, and they've all been very winnable and very interesting to play. Juggernaut has fun synergies with ways to make small amounts of block lots of times, like feel no pain or plating. You get the Jorget relic. It gives you 4 plating. It makes Juggernaut a massively more appealing pickup. For example, is this not actually, how do you actually spell this relic's name? I had this in my silent run. Gorget. That is how you spell it. What the hell? What the hell spell check? You talking about? Later on in the game, the way for this to deal tons of damage is mostly by combining it with lots of exhaust and feel no pain. Cards like Ashen Strike are arguably might do the same thing a bit better, but maybe you haven't been offered those or have some relics which combo well with powers or something like that. Which one is Jorbs? It's me. Hi. How are you? Which one's Livla 1 Bidoof? Next up is Juggling, which honestly, what even is this card? I don't know. I think that was like about an hour of writing card tips, yeah. It's been an excellent stream. Thank you for hanging out. I will be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Another like 7+ hours of runs. And some more chatting about Ironclads, probably. Ironclads? Appreciate you all. I'm glad you're enjoying the game. I certainly am. Excited to get some more Ascension 10 wins. I think I got my first Ascension 10 win today on Silent, yeah? And then I won my second Silent run on Ascension 10 as well. So, gotten 2 Ascension 10 wins so far, both of them on Silent, it looks like. Defect and Ironclad are both at 10. Region 10 Necrobinder at 9, I think. Looking at my spreadsheet. Thanks for hanging out. I will see you next time. Let me see if I have a friend to raid. I don't want to raid Caleb every day, because, like, what if we overstay our welcome? But I kind of also do want to raid Caleb every day, so let's raid Caleb! Be nice, Caleb's an awesome guy. He plays a lot of Magic the Gathering. He's cubing right now. Magic the Gathering Cube Draft is another sort of, like, overpowered deck builder, so some of you might enjoy it. Bye-bye!